The advent of meat cultivated from cells rather than livestock has arrived. The question remains, however, whether this innovative method will ever completely supplant traditional meat. In the test kitchen of Believer Meats, research and development chef Andres Voloshin created a familiar scent earlier this year. The aroma permeated the air as he cooked strips of chicken that were grown from individual cells, the sound of the sizzling strips filling the room. This chicken was not produced by farmers, but rather by scientists. Over 150 startups are pursuing a lofty objective, creating meat that is affordable and has the same taste and texture as conventionally raised meat, without requiring the raising or slaughtering of animals. These startups are part of a burgeoning industry that seeks to use cell biology to decrease the environmental impact of the escalating worldwide demand for meat and revolutionize global protein production in a manner similar to how electric cars are transforming the automobile industry. According to Yaakov Nahmias, the founder of Believer, a country's culture and evolution contribute to our species' dependence on meat. Israel, along with California and Singapore, is a prominent industrial hub for the meat industry. Unfortunately, our focus has been on quantity rather than the environment and sustainability. As companies venture into producing what is commonly referred to as lab-grown meat, or cultivated and cultured meat, they are racing to rapidly expand their operations. These companies are partnering with traditional meat companies to broaden their reach, attracting a growing number of investors and beginning construction on new production facilities in the United States and beyond. While the prospect of widespread acceptance of lab-grown meat is promising, there are considerable obstacles that must be overcome. One of the biggest hurdles is the high cost of producing this meat. Additionally, there are scientific roadblocks, such as the challenge of replicating the intricate composition of a traditional steak. Government regulations also pose a significant barrier, with only 2 countries, Singapore and the United States, permitting the sale of artificially grown meat. Though some individuals have expressed enjoyment after trying it, there are those who find the concept unappealing. According to an Associated Press NORC poll, a significant proportion of meat-loving adults in the United States, half of them to be exact, would be hesitant to give it a shot. Most of those individuals cited the reason it just sounds weird for their reluctance to try it out. Nahmias' 10-year-old son, Oren, has made his dietary preferences clear. He will only consume meat that is prepared in a traditional fashion. Oren has expressed sympathy for the welfare of animals, but ultimately finds their taste to be too delicious to resist. The genesis of this novel type of meat originates from the domain of medicine. The procedure begins with cells, which are derived from a range of sources, such as a tissue sample, a fertilized egg, or a cell repository. Scientists select cells with the ability to regenerate and differentiate into muscle and adipose tissue, which form the basis of meat tissue. By cultivating cell lines from these starting cells, they avoid the need to repeatedly extract cells from animals. To produce cultured meat, cells are inserted into bioreactors of different dimensions and are immersed in a broth that is rich in nutrients, allowing them to proliferate. In order to develop meat with a solid, organized structure, a scaffold is also necessary to guide the cells into the correct shape. The broth's composition and cues from the scaffold prompt immature cells to transform into muscle, fat, and connective tissue. By utilizing this method of meat production, the environment could see a significant decrease in the negative impact caused by the production of meat. This decrease would stem from a reduced need for land to house the animals, as well as the land used to grow the animal feed. Glenn Gaudette, a specialist in biomedical engineering at Boston College, stresses that the progression of this field is paramount. The reduction of environmental devastation caused by current methods of animal agriculture is of utmost importance. According to experts in the scientific and industrial fields, the transformation of the ecosystem is a goal that remains out of reach in the present. The experts also suggest that there is still a long way to go before cultivated meats are able to mimic conventional meats without differentiation, particularly in regards to the texture of non-burger or non-nugget products. The scientific challenges involved in producing structured meat are formidable. According to Gaudette, researchers are still grappling with the task of finding the most suitable scaffolds for the meat. These scaffolds must include a mechanism for the consistent delivery of oxygen to all cells. Among the options currently being explored are animal-based scaffolds like gelatin, as well as an increasingly popular alternative, decellularized vegetables such as spinach. While experts anticipate that scientists will succeed in resolving the remaining scientific challenges, they suggest that the task of altering human perception may prove to be more arduous. The general perception is that meat production is associated with traditional farms rather than scientific laboratories. This perception has a significant impact on how people perceive new meat products. According to the AP NORC survey, only 18% of American adults indicated a strong inclination to attempt lab-grown meat, while 30% stated that they are moderately likely to do so. Respondents under the age of 45 are more likely to try it than their elders, and men are more likely to try it than women. When individuals who were identified as unlikely to try it were asked to explain their reasoning, half expressed concerns over its safety. Nora Bailey, a 31-year-old mother of 3 residing in rural Arkansas, expresses apprehension about the matter at hand. She stated that her desire would be to conduct additional research on the long-term consequences of early products that were once deemed safe, but may later be discovered to be harmful. In a report by the World Health Organization, several possible safety concerns were identified regarding the production of lab-grown meat. These concerns include the risk of microbial contamination at various stages of the process, as well as the potential for biological byproducts and scaffolding materials that may cause allergic reactions in some individuals. While experts have acknowledged the need for further safety testing, they have also pointed out that traditional meat products carry significant food safety risks, such as the possibility of bacterial contamination during the slaughter process. Currently, a relatively small proportion of individuals have experienced the taste of cultured meat. However, since its sanctioning in the United States earlier this year, a select few have had the opportunity to try it at specialized restaurants and events. Those who have recently sampled Good Meat's cultivated chicken at their headquarters in Alameda, California, reported satisfaction with its taste and expressed a willingness to consume it again. Karen Hunt, an individual who participated in the taste test due to her close proximity to the location, expressed that she is not concerned with the process behind the creation of the product. She especially does not mind when she considers the methods used to produce traditional chicken. After taking a bite, she noted that the texture was moist and not dry. She also mentioned that it had a distinct chicken-like flavor. Overall, she was pleasantly surprised by the taste, finding it to be quite enjoyable. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.